everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope that everybody is. Oh, look, I just realized my hair is. I don't know. It feels like it's sticking up. Maybe it's just because I'm going bald. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm going to get my hair done soon. But I just didn't realize it looked like it was sticking up. So we are. So technically, today is the end of the event. Now, we're not doing any drawing for the grand prizes tonight because you guys still have until 11:59 Central Standard Time tonight to post your final progress finish post to qualify for the grand prizes. So next Monday will be when we draw the week 4 and grand prize winners for everything. So I want to quickly say hello to everybody so we can get the man of the hour in here. So as always, Lee, thank you so much. He sets out our snack and drink tables for us, and we absolutely love it. So he takes out the trash and recycles, puts out a variety of finger foods and snacks, places soft drinks and various waters on the table, puts out some white, dark, and milk chocolate fountains, pretzels, marshmallows, and fruits for everyone. Welcome to Mystery of Diamonds. Help yourself. Come on in, grab a snack, and hit that like button on the way to your seat. And there are specialty trays for the draglings of cookies and cupcakes, of course, because our draglings have to have their chocolate, y'all. They have to. So hello, Lee. Thank you, as always, for doing that. Hello, Sherry and Jana. I know. I am so grateful for Randall and the draglings and Lee and you. I'm so grateful for everybody that's here. Hey, Mandy, you were able to make it. I know usually you're doing I don't remember if it's soccer at this time of the year. It's some sort of sports something. I know. Maybe it's baseball. Is baseball too early? Since I don't have kids in sports anymore. I don't know. Let's see. Hello, Erin. How are you doing? I know, right? I love that Lee has started adding the cookies and cupcakes. Hello, Shells from Massachusetts. How are you doing? Hello, Eileen. How are you? And Lauren. Hello, Kim. Hello, Diamonds Around the World in Gritchville. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Linda. Robin, how are you? Judy. Oh, you're going to do another section tonight. I'm telling you, I'm loving that mystery painting. I can't wait to do mine. Hello, Susan. Hello, Roxanne. Hello, the other Robin. Hello, Marion. Hello, M. Miller and Sarah. Whoop, whoop, it went jumpy on me again. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Bonnie. Hello, Jonathan Davis's toothpaste. Hello, Kerwin. Hey, Kerwin. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Lisa. Hello, Pamela. Oh, hello, Diamond Dumpling. I just love saying that, Diamond Dumpling. Hello, Turtle Joy. Hello, Leona. There's my bestie. Cuddle time got delivered today. My bestie is finally able to get cuddle time. Hello, Matt. How are you? Okay, so I think I have said hello to everybody. And of course, if someone comes into the chat, hello, Donna. While I am doing this, hello, KET. How are you doing? I'm going to try to say hello. Hello, Wendy. Yeah, y'all, I cannot believe this. To me, it went so fast, but I cannot wait to see how much is done on Randall's piece. Darla, you are so awesome. You are, but no one's ever late. Just FYI, we're just glad that you're here. Okay, so I am going to bring on Randall. I know y'all don't want to hear me talky. Y'all want to see Randall, and I don't blame y'all. So let me add him here. Hello, Randall.
Hello, everybody. Here we are at last day of the month. And it's been a fast month, and I've been doing a lot of artwork this week. So I'll show you that in just a moment. And just before we went on the air, I looked up some technical things on my piece I'm working on, and I found out I had them drawn in there wrong. So now I get to correct something on here.
Oh.
Bit of a challenge.
You know, because people ask you about that all the time, right? They're like, how do you correct something you make a mistake? By the way, hello, Caged Rats. How are you doing?
It can always be fixed. So I'll start as usual, real quick, just for the new people that haven't been here. Things on my website. This is the only one thing I have on me, but there are multiple images of mine available on multiple products on my website. And that it comes through Redbubble. And then on my website, you can order books. Well, I have the 2 coloring books available on Amazon, but there's a link on my website to get those. I am working on coloring book number 3. It'll be a while, but I'm working on it. My first book, Bedtime Stories, available on the website, all full of my artwork from past years and multiple pieces. This is the D is for Draglings book, and you'll see a lot of these pieces are pieces that have been produced as diamond paintings. And the counting book, the 1 through 11, and a little rhyming story that goes with it, plus each page, count the fish. There's 11 fish on there. So great for little kids.
And if I'm correct, the person who did the writing on that, I think she's actually in the...
Lauren, yes. She did the writing on the D is for Dragling book, yes. And we are working on another one.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah, yes. And then I want to show you, because next week is a grand prize drawing, and the grand prize will be a small original Dragling reading a book, all framed up in this really cool frame.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Signed on the back. So whoever is the winner this week will get this piece. I'll send it to them wherever they are.
And y'all, that is special, let me tell you.
Oh. And so here we are. This is what I've been doing this week.
Oh.
Lots and look, and all the background, lots of background going in there. Lots of detail, lots of layers and layers and layers. So even though there's a lot there, there's a lot that's not done yet. And I will show you that as we get closer up and I really get working on it. And I'll show you where my mistake was, but I'll get it corrected before we're finished here. So
I can't believe how that just, the way you did the rays in the background.
Well, yes, I kind of wanted that feel of a sunrise type of a thing, like, here's the heroes coming to save the day type of a thing. And I really kind of exaggerated the rays and such, very dramatic. And I think it works really well. It's not only that, the way your eye flows into the picture from here, it just takes you right to the very center, to the Draglings' faces. And same with the pavers along the bottom. The roadway, the way the perspective goes in, and just takes you right up to the characters. And even the fire truck and the ambulance are at an angle to kind of just bring your eye right to the middle of the picture. And that was the plan. And
Sherry said, Brandy, I just know you're jumping out of your skin and body right now. I am. I'm like, I can't wait. I got to have it. I already want it. I want it. I'm trying to find the Redbubble. Someone asked for the website for your Redbubble. You have it on your website, correct?
Yes, there's a link on my website. It is randallspangler.com. Just go to my website. It may be on the homepage of my website. If not, it would be under products, but I think it's on the homepage. And that'll link you right to Redbubble and my products, because there's a lot of stuff on Redbubble.
Yeah, I would just suggest going to randallspangler.com. And I'll put that in the chat because there's more stuff that you can get than just a Redbubble. Because remember, if there's any images that are not diamond paintings yet, or we don't know if they're going to get to be diamond paintings and you really love them, you can order a print. You can. He also has original paintings on it. You can, coloring books and his books, so there's many things that y'all can go get.
Many, many things. Yes, a Redbubble offers so many things. You can get my images on, I believe, on socks, on shower curtains. I've had quite a few people order shower curtains. Different images. I have one of my underwater fish images on there, or one of my bath time pieces. Someone just ordered recently a candlelight bath, the Draglings standing there on a shower curtain. So there's, and I believe maybe even pillowcases, duvet covers, whole variety of things. So it's kind of fun to look at, and clothes, shirts, whatever. So the socks were kind of interesting though, because you kind of get a little part of an image here and then a part of an image over here. And it was interesting. And I want to say hi to Leslie and Emily tonight.
Oh, that's me and
They were
Emily.
kind of under the weather this morning, so I hope they're feeling better. So anyway, so hopefully she'll be feeling much better by tomorrow, her and Emily.
I know I want to get the shower curtain. I want to get one of the shower curtains. I want to get, I want everything that I can possibly get. You know, that's the dangerous part. That's the dangerous part.
Yeah. So, okay. So tonight I'm going to turn this around so I can be working on it, because the plan is to have this, all the little details done and have this finished by sometime tomorrow. So tomorrow morning I'm up and working on it. That's the plan. So now for the adventure of turning the camera around.
Oh, I never thought about that. Darla says that your picture, it reminds me of the city event where you go to meet the trucks, you know, the police car, the fire truck, ambulance. You go inside the truck, you get to sit in it and pretend you're one of those. Those little
Oh,
meet and greets. I remember those.
okay. No, I'd never been to one of those, but yeah, I guess it would be kind of like that. Yes.
Well, you know, because kids, and I don't know, like sometimes there's a lot of kids that when they're growing up, you know, when they're young and they ask you what they, you know, what you want to be, a lot of them will be like, I want to be a policeman, I want to be a firefighter,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a, you know, and then
Mm-hmm.
they'll go to these places, they'll meet their heroes, you know, and
Yes.
sometimes they'll let them get up in that fire truck and or get up in the police car, you know, just to pretend
Right.
that they're there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, actually I know quite a few people that that were firemen, or some are retired, some are not, and policemen also, and just wonderful, great people. And I am so admire what they do. It's not something I could have done, but I'm glad someone can do it.
And I
So,
absolutely love those clouds behind there
oh
as
yes, yes,
well.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to be
Everything.
so much fun to diamond paint. There's so much color. Oh my God.
Well, that's what I'm kind of going for, and they're very exaggerated. I'm going to do a little more blending and smoothing of them, even though when it gets translated to a diamond painting, it'll be pixelated. So I guess my smoothing here is more for the original and the prints, rather than what's going to happen when the diamond painting is done. But what the mistake I did was the logo, the paramedic logo, especially. This is how I had it drawn, with a large cross here and there, and then these little things coming out here. And this one I've already worked on to improve it. Technically, or realistically, it should be this and this and this is the logo. I added two little extra guys there, or two
Uh-oh.
other. However, I did it. I did it incorrectly, and that would have just been horrible to have it finished and done incorrectly. And down here on the bag, I just start coloring in there a bit too. So what I will end up doing in areas like here, where I already drew in some orange on top of where the logo should be, most likely I'm going to go in with some paint, some opaque paint, and just paint over those little corners and stuff to make it correct. So anyway, so other things that need to be done on here are, one thing I've done is gone around and just sharpened edges, used a dark blues, even some areas like here where the color is kind of gray, I went down to a black. Basically, I hate to call it outlining, but giving a lot of shading around the edges of the characters so they really pop out from the background. You know, and I'll exaggerate those lines a bit here, because I really want them. It's a very busy background, so I really want the draglines to pop out from there. So some of the things, this headlight needs to be done. I'll do a little bit of cross hatching there to make it look like an older round headlight, the way they made them. And they had that little kind of cross hatching in the glass of it, and a little more definition around the edges here. And some things I did, and I call it artistic license, um, just so I don't overcomplicate the pieces. I didn't put windshield wipers on the vehicles. They would have windshield wipers, yes. But to try to draw in these little lines and things, it could be done, but it would just kind of, what would I say, clutter up the image with a lot of little things.
Right.
And even a rear view mirror. There would be a rear view mirror here, and I'm sure there would be a rear view mirror. I kind of skipped over a few things just to make it a little more streamlined. And also what I would run into over here with the rear view mirror, it would pretty much run right off the edge of the picture or right into the edge of the picture. Another little thing that's not done, this middle section right here on the light is not finished. And I am still planning a Dalmatian right here. That's why this area is not finished. He's going to be sitting there looking out the front window.
I'm so excited for that little Dalmatian. I do want to go ahead and tell you, first off, hello, Brenda. Amanda says that she hopes this image will come to Heaven and Earth Designs soon.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
She's a cross stitcher. And
yes.
Mandy said, because remember, Mandy, her husband, I believe, is a paramedic and or firefighter. He's one of them. I'm sorry, Mandy. I forgot which one he is. But she said her son just popped in, saw the picture, and said that she has to buy that one. Hey, Sherilyn. I don't blame her. I don't blame her son. Everybody, yeah, this is a must-have. It is a gotta-have.
Excellent, excellent. The grill. I need to just look at a fire truck and see what kind of a grill work do they do on there. And I'm going to have a fireman's logo here and fireman's logo here. And I did get the cookies. The other thing I have not put in is any words. We talked about putting ambulance. We talked about putting OFD on something. I'll fit in what I can.
Yeah, because we know it doesn't. Words don't translate great in diamond paintings.
Yeah.
Letters, if they're decent enough, like blocky enough, letters can do. If it's like if you did what would we say? Like OE, something for Olandia Emergency Department, maybe OED or something.
Yes.
That would translate.
Yes. And that might make more sense to put that on the hood here rather than the word ambulance, because as you said, I'm sure when it comes to a diamond painting, you wouldn't get the letters. They're straight up and down, and the letters will be curved over the hood here. So it would just be a very awkward thing. And let me think here. What else is there? So that's kind of where I'm getting down to, these little details like this. I want to do more smoothing in the sky. So it's getting there. I'm very excited about it because I'm really never any good with deadlines. But I told Diamond Art Club and today's the last day of the month, and they contacted me today and said, "How's it going?"
They're like, "Do you have the picture?"
And I said, "Okay, I'm going to work on it tonight. I'm going to work on it first thing in the morning, and my plan is to have it done tomorrow." So anyway.
And Kara says, if she ever has grandsons, they will have no choice. Draglings will be in their room. Well, my granddaughter doesn't have a choice because draglings are going to be in her mom may not realize it, but the draglings are going to be in her room too.
Okay. That's good. Now I need, I did something to my pencil sharpener tonight, right before we started. I don't know how many of you ever use electric pencil sharpeners, but once in a while you put the pencil in there and the lead breaks off in there.
Oh yeah.
And then it kind of gets stuck for a while. And then you put another pencil in there and try to push it a little harder, hope it'll grind it up, and that's kind of where I'm at. So right now my pencil sharpener is a bit disabled. But
Yeah, I wish that I didn't know about that problem, but students will just shove them as hard as they can in
uh-huh.
there, and then they don't just leave it. You know how you're supposed to like put it in and just let the pencil sharpener work?
Yeah, yeah.
No, they feel like they need to go in there and twist, and so I'm just like, y'all are trying to kill my pencil sharpener. Stop it.
It's kind of fun though to get that. You ever get the urge to put a pencil in there and just let it sharpen the whole pencil all the way down?
Yeah.
That
Now,
kind of
and
fun.
see, now
I've
they
never.
make it stop. They make it stop so that once it's, or at least the one I have, but then again, I have the one that's like the School Pro version.
Oh,
And so once it gets sharp, it won't continue to sharpen. Like once you
mhm.
have a sharp, so you have to sharp, break the pencil, sharp, break the pencil if you want to be able to do that.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. I've not tried it, so I'm thinking that it would be kind of fun. Um, so I'm adding a little bit of warmer color over here on the headlight, even though it almost feels like the headlight's on if I add warmer colors to it. And one of the things I will do tonight is I'm going to start coming in with my. I'm going to adjust my camera around a little bit more here. So anyway, oh, which way? Okay, that way. I'm about to run myself off the table here.
Oh no, don't
Uh,
run yourself off the table. That'd be hard to color.
yeah, yeah. I keep moving more and more towards the edge, trying to get it centered here. Um, is I'm going to when I do my final highlights, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and do some of those on my characters, such on the dragon's knees, the legs, the nose. I will mix. I have some opaque white gouache here, and I'll mix like a little bit of blue with it. So I won't have pure white as highlights. But if it's an opaque white, I'll put it on here and it'll just kind of pop these top scales out. And it just gives a little more dimension. Kind of feels like what I've done with the eyes here, where I did add the actual opaque white to the eyes and see how they just kind of sparkle with that white there. And
They
one thing
do. It makes them look like they're gleaming and
it does, and I'm going to show you one thing real quick because I meant to point this out last week. I was at the art supply store and I saw the brushes and I picked up a brand new brush. And I am so terrible
ooh.
using what I have until my brushes are like this, just kind of real frayed at the end, and make a point or anything. And I just kind of deal with it and work with it. And then I get a brand new brush and I go, oh my gosh, look at the point on that thing. I can get down there and do little bitty tiny details and it's great. So um,
You have
do
well loved your brushes.
allow yourself to buy a new brush once in a while. I've always been, I shouldn't be since that's what I do, but uh, okay, I'm turned around here, mixing up a little bit of paint. That we never have. My paint pan or palette here is just so sloppy. I just have paint all over it, but working on opaque. So I've mixed a little bit of blue with some white here. And see, I just go in on each little, I hope you can see where I'm working here, each little scale. And because it's water-based, it looks a little brighter and shinier when I first put it on and then as the water kind of soaks into the paper and it dries, it'll kind of soften a bit. But this just gives it, see how it just gives that leg
Wow.
a little more life and it kind of brings it forward. So I like to do that on the scales and on anything that I really want to accentuate. But a little bit on his tail there, a little bit over here. And I may have to, once it kind of dries, see it's drying and soaking in over here. So it's brighter than it was, but it's not as bright. I may do another layer on top of it to get it right where I want it. So anyway, just tell me if I run off the screen.
Yeah, right now you're good. Where at first I was scared, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I like it's amazing. Like just that little one right there, like it just
Mhm.
makes it pop so much more.
It does. It does. I'm getting more paint on the brush here. Um, the trick, I have a little tray here, or a little glass plate, white glass plate that I actually just mix my colors on. And when I get full of areas that I've mixed my colors where I don't have any more bare spots, I take it and wash it all out. But just like everything else, I take it down to where it's just hardly any place left to mix paint. Okay.
Natalia, you're not late. Girl, glad you're here. Hello, Leah and Roxanne and Michelle. Glad y'all could join us. We're watching him like make some highlights and stuff.
Yes. Putting highlights here on the face, right on the tips of the nose. A little bit there, maybe just a little bit there.
And if y'all hear noises, I apologize. If it gets too loud, I will mute myself. I guess my neighbor has decided to do something up there.
Oh, I don't hear anything.
Okay, good. I can.
Added a little more white to my blue here, so it's a little bit brighter. I want those nostrils to just really come forward and have some dimension there. And if I feel like the edges of them are a little bit harsh, I can go in and soften those. Like between there and there is a little bit of a defined line. I like to have it a little more blended, so I can go in, if this doesn't kind of fade down a little bit as it dries, I'll go in and soften it just a little more. But you see this one, how it's kind of softened now that it's soaked into the paper and dried. So I'll just take a little bit more.
Wow.
Right on top. And it just kind of brings it out a little more. But these are the finishing details of all my paintings. It takes a lot of time, but it kind of gets it where it needs to be. So, okay.
Hey, Liz from Texas. Welcome. You're kidding up endless. I'm doing that one too. Oh yeah, I agree, Sherry. I think this one is good. It's going to sell out so fast that heads are going to spin, which means that I'm going to have to get my fighting pose on. If I don't get this as a sneak peek, I'm going to have to get my fighting pose on and be like, all right, steer clear, people.
So what I'm doing now, I'm jumping from them. I should jump over to the green ones, but I thought I just get into this thing and I look around the picture and my eye goes, oh, I need to put highlights there. I pulled out some white acrylic. And right now I just have what's a little thing in the lid of the white acrylic. That's all I need because I just put a tiny little bit on my brush. But because this is kind of silver metal down here, it would have a very sharp, very strong little highlight.
Oh, wow.
On the chrome there. See how that just kind of makes it pop. This is kind of the fun part of the whole painting. You do the whole painting just to get to the highlights because that's where it really comes alive. Yeah,
see, for us diamond painters, like we love watching the picture come alive. Like some of the people that are doing your mystery ones, it goes from like this pretty much almost black and white to, color in the sections that you've got it, which are really cool. But for us, some of us, like when we're doing our sections, our special drills, those are our fun ones, that like we tend to save for the last to put in.
Same idea. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That makes it fun. So. Okay. See how that just, the highlights there kind of pops it more forward even from the dragling behind him there. So, and where else over here? I could jump over to this thing, the flashlight here, and put a few highlights on it, on the chrome on it. I think I did put a few highlights on it last time I worked on it just a little bit, but I always like to add a little more. Yeah, put a little light. I sense that I made it so yellow here. It looks like the light is on the flashlight, even though I don't have any indication down here that it's shining on the top of the barrel. Sometimes, to make it real, that's a good thing to do. But in some cases, it's like just a little too much. It gets a little too complicated. Let's put some highlights on this old megaphone.
Amanda, yes, DAC. If you order a diamond painting, you order one of these. So like when this comes out as a diamond painting, when you order it, they include all the drills that you need. So if you like, I'm telling you, if you like cross stitch, you will definitely like, because you know you get used to the symbols. You put the symbol down, and they even have special drills that are included in there that they feel like is in certain places. And DAC does a fabulous job of rendering Randall's work.
They do. They do an amazing job. Amazing job.
I started trying to save some of my drills. Now I just kind of save the special drills and get rid of the regular ones after I finish a painting.
Okay, so now I've got myself hooked on this white acrylic. So like I say, it's so fun to go along and do little bits here and there. I'm going to put a little bit of highlights back here on the chrome of the chrome on the grill here, like just little spots where the sun would be maybe reflecting off the chrome. Just
Oh, thank you, Roxanne. You were so sweet. That makes me feel good. Now you have blue on that as well, right? Didn't you put some blue on
now on when I was doing these parts on the blue dragon, yes, I mixed some blue with the white, and that was a gouache, which is more of a white tempera paint. I have now switched over to the acrylic paint.
Okay.
As acrylic is a little more opaque, heavier. I can go in with just a little tip of acrylic, and once I put it on there, it stays nice and bright white.
So like is wash kind of like a in between from like acrylic to watercolor?
Yes, it's like a really thick watercolor. I don't know if you remember the old tempera paints from school. That's what we used to
Oh
call it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they used to have us do our handprints and
Yeah,
stuff like that with.
Well, it's kind of like that, except it comes in a tube and it's very nice, high quality paint. But it's just more opaque than traditional watercolor. And now this plastic helmet needs some real white highlights on it.
Crafterista is asking, how many of your pieces has DAC made into diamond painting canvases? And someone says, Alyssa is our awesome, she is an amazing mod and she is just an amazing friend. She says that right now she believes the current count of Spangler pieces that have been released are 98.
I that's what I was thinking. I had seen someone had counted them on Facebook, and it may have been her that put the count up there. I'm not sure who, but it will be going over 100 here real soon. Only 2 pieces away, and I know they have more than 2 pieces in the pipeline. So,
and there's going to be many more after that too, because just as many as we can get.
well, as long as I keep painting, a lot of my pieces are things I had done over the past 40 years. And but as I keep producing, and I still have old pieces that have not been made into diamond paintings. But now that I'm producing new pieces, especially something like this, and this is something they had suggested to me, I do, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to try that. They'll probably put this up to the front of the pieces they're working on,
Yeah.
because I'm excited about this, and they know how excited everyone is about it, and
I agree. And not to mention with doing these events, you usually start some sort of a new piece and I think that they're liking how much people are getting into watching you create it and like getting to see it come to life. And so everybody's like already invested in wanting it. That's the time of payment. Sorry, like, please give it to us.
Yeah, you kind of, in a way, you got to get to paint it yourself as you do the diamond painting. You get to create it and do your custom diamonds and things you would like to do to it to make it your own. Okay, see a little bit of chrome there on the bumpers. It's just making those bumpers sparkle just a bit. So, okay, I think I'm going to stop with the acrylic white.
Now, can I ask this without
Yeah,
sounding stupid? On the bumper, like how you just had how you got the little knobs, like how did you make it where it looks like those little knobs are 3D? Like, where you can actually tell and it's not just like a flat, you
right,
know what I'm
right.
talking about?
Yes, yes. I put them in there, and of course, I got a feeling things like that will disappear in a diamond painting because they're so tiny. It's just a matter of first of all drawing a circle. Where am I at? Okay, the reflections in the circle. See how the reflection along here, the darker streak follows the length of the bumper. Right there, that little dark reflection uh, is rounded at the bottom, and then there's a little light area underneath it which separates it from the dark area, the straight part of the bumper, and then the little highlight on the top. And now this one I didn't do quite as strongly as I did that one, but
I was just wondering because it definitely differentiates it out from just that solid piece. And so I was kind
it
of curious how you did that.
it does. And as I worked on them, I thought, okay, I like doing lots of detail, but I'm sure some of these little details will have to get lost in a diamond painting because they don't quite, there's only so much detail they can get without making the diamond painting like, 4 by 5.
Massive.
Yeah, huge. Even though some of them they've done have been 6 foot long or more. Yes, they've done some
Oh yeah. I mean, you're the Train of Dreams and
fire trucks.
Dragon Brigade, right?
Yes, yes,
They're,
that's
but they're perfect for, in my opinion, because I've got to have a bigger place. You're right. I need a bigger place because I got to post them everywhere. But those images work so good over a doorway because doorways, you only have a small area from the top
Mhm.
of the door up. And so like those make perfect what I call doorway pieces. Or am I the only
Yes,
one
yes.
that thinks that, y'all?
So now I am mixing up some white and not the acrylic white. It would be the what do you call it? They're all water-based paints, but the white gouache with a little bit of green, so I can go in and put some little highlights on the dragon's knees. And it's a bit of a challenge to get the white on the brush opaque enough and then add just a touch of green to it. And then like you get it just where it looks like it might be right. And you go, no, I think I need a little more white. So I'll just try this. We're going to jump back here. If you can, let's see, make sure I'm in the right area here. Here's his tail. So I'm going to put a little bit of highlight along the top edge of his tail there. And then here. There we go. See how that just kind of pops that out from the background there.
Whoa.
And it up here on the nose. So today, Elizabeth, my little girl kitty, went into the hospital for her thyroid treatment, and she will be there for about 3 days.
Oh, you're going to miss her. I know.
No, I do already tonight. Yeah, it's called a radioactive iodine treatment for thyroid, which basically will cure it rather than having to. The other option is to have her take a medication, either a salve or a pill, twice a day for the rest of her life. And
Oh,
so this was the better option for her. And it's a really simple. Basically, they give her a shot. A little amazed how expensive the shot is, but
oh
whatever
yeah.
works.
They pretty much, if you're only getting something that's going to pretty much take care of it and you don't have to have continual maintenance, you're going to
Right.
pay out the
Yeah,
nose.
yeah, yeah. But she's worth it. She's worth it. But I know she's just sitting there in the little room. I mean, since it is a radioactive thing, she is actually kind of radioactive. So we have to be careful to watch what we do for 10 days after she comes home is part of the thing to be aware of. And, but I know she's just sitting there in her little room, just going, how come I can't come home? Where is everybody?
She's probably like, "Where is my daddy? And why am I? Why is he not here?"
Exactly. Yeah. I know
Hey,
she's.
Courtney, how are you doing, sweetie? I'm glad you could stop in. But yeah, I could only imagine. I mean, but at
Okay.
least it's only a short while, and then she's
Oh
going to
yes.
be back there, and everything's going to be good.
Yes, yes, and then she can start gaining some weight. She's getting the one thing the thyroid issue does is they just lose weight. No matter how much they eat, they just keep losing weight. And eventually, if you don't do something about it, they will just lose weight until they'll fade away to nothing.
Oh,
Uh, so this was the solution, but she needs to put some weight back on now.
I have a feeling that you will love spoiling her when she comes back home to
Yeah,
help her put some weight on.
yeah, yes, absolutely. Now, I just noticed one other thing I have not done yet. The draglines have these little what I call warts, but little bumps on their cheeks. Each dragline has a different amount. Rupert has 3, Dagmar has 4, and Dewey has 5. Now, because of the axe in front of Dewey's cheek, I will not be able to show all of them. I might get a couple in here. Dagmar, I'll get hers on there, and Rupert, I will get his on there, but I have not done that yet.
Oh,
It's those little details I need to try to make sure I get done but there's so much sometimes it's like, oh, I forgot to do something somewhere. So, okay. So I'd added the highlights now to the tails, the noses. So they're starting to again pop forward more from the background by getting these highlights on there.
now we can't see above the.
Okay.
We've got like the axe handle, or I think that's an axe. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, there we go. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't. The little eyes just peer straight at you.
They do. So
I just noticed the detail of the handcuffs. I love it.
oh yeah, little handcuffs hanging off the uniform here. Um, okay, I think what I want to do is go up here. I was working on the logos earlier. Let's see, how is that going to be? Make sure I get these correct. So this will be the fireman's logo on his hat here. It's kind of a straight line there. I guess you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going in with colored pencil on this. Because I need a tiny little sharp point here to get this correct. What I'm doing is basically drawing the red hat around where the logo is going to be.
Oh, okay.
It crosses here, and then it's a little curved edge on each of these. It's almost like a 4-leaf clover, but it's got a little curved edge. Again, little details like this may get a bit lost in a diamond painting, but yet you'll be able to see what it is and see what's going on there and know in your mind that that's the fireman's logo.
Right. But what, if you want the super, all the small little details and you just absolutely want it, there is nothing wrong. You could always go get a print and put it
Oh,
beside your diamond paint.
absolutely. The print will look just like this, and my prints are available unmatted. If you want to frame it yourself, I can ship it to you with a mat on it, so then it would just fit into a frame. And I will do my best to mat these out to a standard size. I've always struggled with making things standard sizes. And the reason I do that is because, as you can see, if my camera was back further, you could actually see more. And my arm on this thing is just not long enough to get it way up high in the air. But my edges, this is kind of the way I do all my paintings. I have my piece of paper and I just draw on it and draw the middle and then just work out towards the edges. But as you can see, it's a very, well, I'll put it that way, maybe you can see it better. A very lumpy, uneven edge. And for the final artwork, I will crop that into a straight line on all 4 edges. But I have no idea what measurement this piece is.
Now, someone asked, what do you do with the originals like this one?
Well, I will sell most of my originals. This particular piece, I already have someone here in Kansas City, in fact, an ex-fireman that has a lot of my artwork, contacted me a couple weeks ago and said, I'm very interested in the original. So he gets first shot at it.
I don't blame you on that, especially when he's an ex-fireman as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yes. Yeah, someone I've known for years, and I do believe he may be retired by now. If he's my age, he should be retired.
Well, so that's why it makes it so cool that you always have an original painting that you do for one of the grand prizes for somebody, because I know how special my two original pieces that I have from you are. I mean, to be able to have something that you possess that is an original that you created.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I know so many artists, and I've got a small original. Can't always afford big originals of many of them, and I just love that because I know the artist himself had his hands all over it and put on every little bit of color and everything, and they just are really special to me to have some of these. It's a great way to remember all these artists I know.
Lee says, Mr. Spangler, you should have told DAC if they wanted to see your progress, then come to the live. You never know. They may be somewhere. They may have popped into the live to see y'all. You just never know. You never know.
Well, they have specific artist liaisons that we talk with from DAC.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful, absolutely amazingly wonderful people.
Oh, they
And
are.
yes, and I communicated with. She's the one that asked me today, "How's it going?" And I did say that, and I said, you can watch me working on it tonight. If you've got nothing else to do. So I do not know, but anyway.
Yeah, they have very friendly people that work there, and people have been so, they've just been so amazing, and
Yes.
they communicate with you guys, which is really awesome.
Oh, absolutely. That's so important to do that, and it's so neat that they work with so many individual artists that have an individual style and create original artwork. No matter what method they do, they create their own original artwork. There's so many companies, especially from overseas, that are just using AI and say, create a picture that's similar to someone else's picture, and it's
Yeah, that can
great.
be tough and tricky, because it's like, especially when, like, there's no way that you can look at one of your pieces and you have a specific style. Richard
Yeah.
has a specific
Oh,
style.
absolutely. Yes.
Mandy, and so, like, if we see that style someplace else, we're like, wait a minute. No,
Yeah.
no,
Yes.
we know who that is.
I agree. And as much as they do, they don't get the actual feel of the paint and the colored pencil on the paper, when they try to steal an idea and trying to recreate something that's similar. It
Oh, are
just
you doing the fixing on the thing now?
I'm doing some fixing here. I haven't decided. I guess this logo. I'm thinking. I've seen them. I kind of looked them up, and I saw them in white, and I've seen them in red. What I might do is make this one red, and then it has like a little design that goes through it. And this one down here on the red bag at the bottom here, I will probably do white with a little design there. So the red one will be easier to do. And in this case, I think I'm going to just make the whole thing red, and then to do the little white, and I forget what this is called, but it's a little
Oh
medical.
my gosh. See, if you hadn't said it, I remembered it, and then it
Yes,
went out my brain.
I
Does
think
anybody
last week
remember what that little
someone
snake
said, yeah,
thing is called? It's like a snake around a rod, and I know there's a name.
I know.
Someone in the chat's going to know it, I guarantee you.
I think last week someone told us, and that was a week ago.
Look, I've had so many kids ask me so many questions today that Sometimes I can't remember my name when they start asking 1,001 questions. Catasis.
Yes, yes.
That's right. Thank you, Sherry and Sarah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
just to sewing crafting buddies asked Mr. Spangler, do you ever think about donating any of your pictures or any of your originals to schools or libraries?
I have, well, actually, I've had libraries purchase my pieces. I did gosh, it's been quite a few years ago. I did an original acrylic painting of my dragons for a library in Oklahoma City.
Oh
And
wow.
what is the name of the library? I can't think of it off the top of my head. It's been quite a few years ago. And it's a good sized piece. And then I've had libraries purchase prints. I've heard from a lot of people that have done diamond paintings
Yep,
and
that they've donated.
donated to libraries and other places, where there would be kids and such, then they would appreciate it. Yes.
Jana says that's also got the rod of Asclepius. I know I butchered that. Asclepius.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. I know what it looks like.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
canister. I know what it looks like. I've seen it on so many like first aid kits
Oh,
and
yeah. Yes.
stuff like that.
So I think what I'm going to do in a case like this, you see how the red logo, I'll make it darker red so it'll stand out a little more, but against the orange, it kind of blends in.
Yeah.
So most likely what I'm going to do is take a really fine black colored pencil and just outline this piece because it is kind of a graphic insignia and it just needs to pop out from the background. So but once I put the watercolor on there, now I have to let it dry before I can draw on top of it with colored pencil.
Yeah, you gotta let it get in that paper.
It does. Yeah, it softens, the paper softens and the pencil just will not draw on it.
Crashly said that, she said this earlier in the chat. She said that she tried using some watercolors. I think she said today, but she realized that cardstock was not the best thing to use it on.
Yeah, you do have to experiment with it. Absolutely. And finding the paper with watercolor is really the trick. And it kind of depends on how you want to use your watercolor too, because if you do watercolor with big washes and lots of color, you need a paper that can handle that much water without just waving all over and soaking through it or whatever. This particular paper is I don't know if you can see the edge of it, but it's pretty thick and it's very stiff. It's so hard to see what I'm doing here, but I'm just kind of showing you how I'm pushing pretty hard.
Oh wow.
Flex the paper. It's a very stiff board, and I can sit on it, just hold it in my lap without a drawing board underneath it, and draw and paint on it. I really love working on this stuff. Of course, I've gotten used to it, and that's a big key to anything you use. And I'm sure it's the same as diamond paintings. Once you do it over and over and over, you kind of get used to it and you get used to the tools and you get used to how to do it to make it work best.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I was telling people because when I do squares, I use tweezers, and I'll get people ask me, how in the world are you multi-placing with tweezers? Once you've done it for so long, you just get used to your tools, like you said. And I like how you can tell it's not like the board that you use doesn't get wavy, like,
No,
if you're trying to do a medium that is not great for watercolor.
right, right. And this is, even this board has its limitations with watercolor, because it's very absorbent. So when you take watercolor on this board, it soaks in real quick. And it's very hard to blend watercolor. You don't want to get another color next to it. You got to do it so fast. And then it's already soaked in and it's very hard to blend. So you get a lot of edges of colors working on this paper. But that's where I don't mind that because I put so much colored pencil on top of the watercolor.
Right.
And that allows me to blend it. That, it just like the sky when I first was painting it in, there were just edges and ridges all over the place. And by using lots of layers of colored pencil, I've kind of blended it and softened it and made it an even tone all the way out. So you can
Oh, we
see.
got some Kim gave us some cool information. So Escalipus, Escalipus is one snake, and Catasis is two snakes around that, sometimes with wings. I
Oh,
didn't know there was a difference.
oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to get that detailed in it.
I know that's
I
pretty
didn't
cool.
know that either at all.
See, look at me, and I call myself someone that likes looking up information. I do. I love. See, now I'm going to go look that up after the live because that's going to be cool. Leah, yeah, I'm actually going to be making a video showing me with tweezers, so that'll be interesting. I still ping drills around. You just have to, I just have to be more careful.
So on this one, I had the logo drawn out incorrectly also on his hat. So you can see the little lines where I had the drawn incorrectly. So here I'm going in with my opaque acrylic and covering up those lines in there. This again with that new brush, with that tiny little, just a few hairs. You can kind of see the point of the brush. It's tiny, but
Yeah.
I just love it. So you can get in there and just do tiny, tiny little things.
I love the new brushes because they just have that cool little point because they don't stay that way for a long
No,
time.
no, they don't. They don't. And it fades away so slowly too. That's, I think, why I keep a brush so long, is that I don't really realize the point is going away until it's just a mess, like that other brush I had, and until it's like that, and then you go, oh, I can't get that detail with that.
Yeah,
So
and
anyway,
then of course when you go get brushes, if you get the good, professional brushes, who just one brush is
some of them are, and I have done that at times, gotten the pure sable brushes and this and that, and maybe it's just me, but I can't tell a heck of a lot of difference. This brush here, I don't know what the brand, I honestly got it at a Michael's store, but I just look at the brush, like to feel the tip of it, see what the point, you might want to just kind of wet your fingers and put a little water on it and see if it keeps a nice point. Um, and such. And I thought, what the heck? That's a good brush. It works great for me. So I don't always have to have the most expensive, fancy brushes. It's just a tool that's going to get the job done.
you just need one that's going to work. It doesn't have to be the
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, Brenda, I think she said so, and I think you've said this before, but she says, so Mr. Spangler, do you always use the watercolors, or do you have to plan ahead for each drawing with which medium you'll use with each drawing? I think you use watercolor for everything,
I
right?
use the same thing for everything. I basically am in a rut, and I've done this kind of for so many years, and I like the way it comes out. I like the way the artwork looks. It keeps all my artwork looking consistent. Um, I've got a friend that's an incredible artist, and gosh, he'll do an oil painting, then he'll do an incredible pencil portrait and pastel and watercolor and just on and on and on, and then pen and ink drawings, and he can just do anything. And I really admire people that do it all and do it all well. Um,
Right.
just
Well, you've done some pen and ink.
Oh yes, yes. I used to do a lot of pen and ink, and was it last week or something? I showed you a little bit of pen and ink work. I was hoping to actually do more during this event, but
But you got a
right,
deadline, so you had to
deadline.
get to the deadline.
Well, not only the deadline, but this whole month I have been off to St. Louis like every week, working on Mom's house, getting ready. Next weekend is the estate sale there.
Oh
Uh,
wow. I
been
bet that takes a
so
lot of work.
so much to go through. My brother has done most of it, and he is so meticulous about going through things. In fact, he came across something earlier this week. In fact, he came across things that we didn't even know were there. Even this week, after 2.5 years, we're finding things there we didn't know were there.
Oh, wow.
She had, she had a lot of stuff. And but he went through a box that I'd already gone through, and there was a lipstick tube there. It's kind of like a little woman's figure in a way, like a little head on it and such. And I just, thought, well, that's kind of cute. I didn't throw it away. I just dropped it back down the bottom of the box. And he was going through the box and thought, that's so unusual. I'm just going to look it up. So he looked it up, and it's a Revlon night lipstick tube, kind of a custom piece they did in 1961. And it's still got the tags on it and everything. And he looked it up, and my gosh, people are trying to sell them for hundreds of dollars. And I just threw it in the bottom of the box as nothing, So
Well, you never know what's worth, that's why they have that. They used to have that show, like it's almost like treasure hunters or something like that. But you never know.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is. Antique
I
roadshow.
love it. Yes.
Randall, I cannot believe it. It is already 8:01.
Oh my gosh, how'd that happen?
I know, right? Like it always goes by so fast. But at least, guys, we have one more live. So let me change the layout here.
I'm going to switch mine around also, and you can see some of the junk on my table as I do that.
So as you know, guys, we do have the grand finale will be next Monday. So we have one more night getting to see Randall and his work. But as always, you don't have to fret because July is not that far away. Look at that, y'all. Hold on. I got to put that full screen. Hold on. Let me put that full screen real quick so everybody can see that. Y'all look at that. Oh my gosh.
A little bit more. Still got the dog to put in, the grill on the fire truck, a few things, but I accomplished a lot of little details. Those things, as you can see, took a lot of time just to do those fine little details, but that's what makes
But it makes such a difference.
Yes. And make sure everyone posts everything. Someone's going to get this next week.
Oh my gosh, y'all. And that is going to be absolutely amazing. So first off, I want to say, Randall, thank you for always coming and doing this with me. It means so much that you take time out of your schedule and that we get a chance to watch you create, help be part of the creation process. It is so amazing. Oh no!
What happened?
It decided to go tumble. It said, we got to go tumble.
You're probably looking at the bottom of my drawing table, but it just kind of popped off of the holder here.
I have had that before too. Don't you worry about it. That has happened to all of us. We had a ride. Woo! We got to go for a ride, y'all.
Really?
But thank you so much for always spending your time. Thank you to the wonderful sponsors who have, Crafts with Crashly and Craftspirations, Diamond Art Club. So thank you so much for y'all reach out. We also have another sponsor who So Blingy, who we do have something for the grand finale. And thank you guys for always coming and watching and loving on Randall. That means that's the whole reason for these events, is to show Randall and his artwork some love, because that's the biggest thing. So thank you guys so much, as always, for coming and supporting us. And we will be back for the grand finale. Be ready.
Yes.
Next Monday. And then after that, if you don't get too sad, you can still post all your stuff. As far as like I said, the post will stay up until 11:59 tonight, and then I will close comments on that. But as always, if you've still got something, we always want you to show us stuff in the Draglings and Books Facebook page. Randall loves getting to see what all you guys do, so of his artwork. And
don't worry if I don't feel bad if I do not comment on your piece. I do not spend a whole lot of time going through Facebook. I'll flip through things quickly at times. I will comment on the first few I come across, and then all of a sudden I'll get interrupted and I'll be off somewhere else doing something else. So I try not to ignore everyone's posts, but if I don't get to it, don't feel bad. I love what
I
everyone's.
guarantee you he is looking, but like
Yes.
everybody's got stuff. So, but thank y'all so much. And I look forward to Monday for the grand finale. So I hope that y'all have a wonderful rest of the week. I hope this started off your week on a good note. I know it did mine. So I'm going to leave you like I always do. Reach for the stars, grab hold on, and never let go. Until the next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.